Hey guys, it's just a quick tutorial on how to troubleshoot in processing. So basically we're just going to get right into it. That's the broken code that you have access to, and just going to click OK, run in processing, and it is going to light up the problem areas. In most cases it won't, and it will tell you sort of what's wrong. So now it says unexpected token setup. In this case it means that processing does not recognize setup as a function because it's missing the parentheses. So we're going to put those in, and that will fix that. Now we can click play again, and now we get the same message, but it's unexpected token void. And in this case the parentheses are already there, but there is still a problem with it. So if we look closely at our setup function, we see that the code block for it is not closed before draw. So right now it's still thinking that void draw is part of the code block of setup, and that confuses processing. So if we close the code block of setup, you can see that that bracket got highlighted there. Now the draw is fixed, and we can press play again and see what's wrong again. Unexpected token right parentheses. That just means that because I put a comma there, it's expecting another parameter. So we just need to erase that comma, and that will fix that. Okay, we can just keep clicking. So now it says syntax error, insert semicolon. So it's actually telling us what to do. So we can just insert that after our declaration of y1 integer variable. We can hit play again, see what else is broken. Syntax error expected. Okay, so here when you're using just one equal sign, it means set something to equal that. When you're trying to check if it equals something, you need to put two of those. So right now I'm saying if mouse is pressed, and if mouse button, check if it equals left. So, and then if I just set mouse button equals left, it will say set mouse button to left, which does not make any sense in this case. So going to hit play again. The function no stroke does not exist. That is because you need to capitalize stroke, and now it becomes a function that processing will recognize. Gonna hit play again, and there we go. We fixed the code, so it's working now. But according to the text, there should be a circle that's moving and nothing is going on. So now we're going to debug the code and see why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So the code is fully functional, but it's not working the way we want it to work. So we're going to look inside draw, because that is probably where the problem is. And what we're seeing right now is okay, so if mouse is pressed, that looks okay. This looks okay. Okay, well here's the problem with ellipse. Ellipse, no, there's no problem with ellipse. Ellipse is good. There's a problem with fill. Fill has 3 parameters for RGB, and it only has, and in this case it has 4. The 4th parameter is the alpha channel, which is opacity. And right now opacity is at 0. So to do that, we can just replace it with 100, or we can just erase the 3rd parameter here and see if that fixed the problem here. Okay, still not working. We changed the opacity of the circle, so now the circle should be visible, but it's still not there. So we're going to check the order in which we're drawing things, and you can see right here that the background is being drawn over the circle. So the circle is being drawn, but it's being covered by the background. So we're going to cut that out, and we will put it, actually I'll cut it out right with the comment too. I'll cut this out, and I'll put it up above everything, so that I'll make sure the background does not erase anything. And I'm going to run the code again, and there we go. Now we see a circle. So if we hold down the mouse button, it's moving, it's alright. And then once it's okay, now here's another problem. It should have came back from the top, and it's not, it's just gone. So we're going to check our conditionals now, because that is probably where the problem is. So I'm gonna check what is going on here. So if mouse press, mouse button equals left, that moves it to the right, so that's right. This sets it to jump down 1 and go to the other side of the screen, that is correct. And this seems right too, but here's the mistake. This semicolon here, it's basically telling the computer to stop reading this line and go to next line, which next line is no stroke, because the integer declaration here is part of a code block for if statement. So basically our if statement is blank because of the semicolon. So if I erase it, it should fix the problem. Let's see. Okay, so it's moving. I'm just going to wait for it to come back up to the top, and it still doesn't. Let's see why. Integer here is being declared instead of changed, so it should look around this. It should look the same as these statements here. So basically, what I'm saying in these statements here is if x is more than 525 pixels, set x1 to minus 25 and y1 to plus 50. I'm not declaring the integer again. I'm just using the same one and I'm changing it. Whenever I write int function, that means I am declaring a new integer. So right now, processing is just trying, instead of changing the integer y1, it's trying to declare a new integer. And we do not want to do that, so we just erase int over here. And we're just simply setting y1 to 0, and we're going to try running this code again. And there we go. Now this code is fully functional. It does everything that's in the description, and processing is not yelling at us for breaking it. So this is it. So those are the most common mistakes. So again, just make sure you do not put semicolons where not needed. So after if statements, semicolon is not needed because you are opening a code block. Make sure you put semicolons everywhere else though. Do not forget just the empty parentheses. That's the rule. You can't omit them even though there's nothing in them. And also remember the order in which your things are drawing, because the processing is reading it from top to bottom. So whatever is at the bottom is going to be drawn last. So you do not want your background to be drawn last, because it's just going to cover the whole thing. Alright, that's it. Good luck with your programming.